Well, we've made it to the final pitch, everyone. Without further delay, please welcome to the stage Wingmate, a revolutionary approach for women concerned with safety in social settings.
Hi, I'm Will Rose.
I'm JT Sparks.
I'm Bryce Goldman.
Hi, I'm Jack Winters.
And I'm William Barksdale, and we are Wingmate. Now, while we were introducing ourselves, did you notice anything out of the ordinary occur in the video behind us? Let's take a closer look at slow motion. Right here. This woman has unknowingly had a drug placed in her drink. This is an occurrence that is all too often in the United States now. It is on the rise on college campuses. In fact, while conducting problem interviews, we heard several stories just like this one. One of them stuck out a lot to us. Our mentor's daughter is a student at the University of Texas. One night, she was out with a couple of her friends. At some point, one of her friends, let's call her Anna, had to call an Uber back to her dorm room by herself. The next morning, Anna woke up with no recollection of the previous night. Anna, encouraged by her friends, went and got tested for being raped. When the results came back, Anna had not only been raped, but she had also been drugged, explaining the no recollection of the previous night. Enter Wingmate. Wingmate is a discrete and reusable drug detection device that will specifically target GHB and ketamine, two of the most commonly used date rape drugs. Wingmate will be disguised as either a lipstick container or an e-cigarette device, as those are two extremely popular options that we discovered in our survey. Now, Wingmate will be available for purchase for $40. With that $40, our customer will receive our starter pack, which includes one device and one pack of chemical tests, good for 10 tests. When the user has used the initial pack of tests, the user can return and buy another pack for $10. These tests are easily interchangeable in the device.
So for the user to use our device, they will place the bottom end into their drink so it is submerged. The top end can then be pulled up to pull some of the drink into a chamber using syringe action. A button can be pressed on the side of our device to drop a chemical solution into the chamber, the same chamber where the drink was pulled up into. The chemical and the drink will then mix, and if GHB or ketamine is detected, a color change will occur. And the user will be able to see this color change because not only is the chamber itself clear, but a window, if you will, on the outside of the device is also clear, so you can see the color change occur. And once you are done with your test, you can push back down on the top of the device, releasing the chemical and disposing of it.
To go into more of the internal mechanics of our device, we plan to use the Marquise and Mandolin reagents to detect the specific pH acidity levels that are associated with the drugs we are trying to detect for. With this detection, it will take roughly 30 to 60 seconds, with the most visible color change occurring at 60 seconds. This is a very easy to buy drug, as you can see I've bought, and can be easily wholesale distributed.
So this is obviously a really huge problem in our society, so we decided to research the problem even further. We found that sorority women have a 74% increased chance to be date raped compared to those other college women. We also conducted a bunch of surveys and found that 65% of the women who answered those surveys have been date raped or have known someone who has. We found our serviceable addressable market to be 26,000, which is roughly around the woman population at UT currently. But who exactly is affected? Although everyone can be affected through date rape, our survey data backs that sorority members are the most vulnerable to this issue. And why do we keep bringing this up so much? Victims of date rape can be left with pain and grief for months to years to even the rest of their lives.
So, who is our competition? Our first competitor is a company called Undercover Colors. They created a nail polish that, when put in a drink, will change color if a drug is detected. There are a few problems with Undercover Colors. First being that they had a really hard time being approved by the FDA and currently haven't reached markets. And secondly, it's not very discreet or sanitary to put your hand in your drink in the middle of a bar.
Our second competitor is a company called DrinkSafe Technologies. They sell a small piece of paper, like a card, that would change color if a drug was detected in your drink. The issue is that with that is it can be easily lost or destroyed in a purse or wallet, and it looks like you're conducting a science experiment in the middle of a bar. So we took the quick response times of our competitors and added our own factors of reusability and durability in a discrete form to create Wingmate, and that's why we think that our product will be able to change the market that it's in and help save people's lives better than any other product in the field. We created a website for our minimum viable product. We used it to collect survey data, and we had over 100 unique visitors from around the world. We collected survey data from a lot of girls in sororities around Texas, mostly from UT and TCU. And we also created a rough prototype to test our product functionality, and Jack will tell you more about that.
With this rough prototype, we decided to make some sketches and designs and even do some light 3D CAD modeling to do the size and internal mechanics of our device to really get a shape and think about the concept and get the internal mechanics down and proof of concept. And then with this, we signed an NDA with a professional CAD modeler based out of Colorado, and we sent over our designs to get a price estimation, which we'll talk later about, so we could get an injection mold that could be sent to proto labs up in Minnesota or other manufacturing labs.
So another great part of our minimum viable product process was that we got to hear tons of great feedback from everybody. Everybody was so thrilled that we were spearheading this problem, as it is a huge problem in our society right now. We contacted sororities at UT, tried to reach back to us, and sent it out to everybody in their chapter. We also contacted people at the University of Texas's health department, and they were very thrilled that we were spearheading this issue.
So for our total addressable market, we used the 11,500,000 women aged 18 to 24 in the US and multiplied that by our price point for our starter pack, which is $40. We also factored in the 12% of our customers that we believe to buy a refill of our product in year one and added that to both the TAM and SAM. For our serviceable addressable market, we used the number that Bryce outlined earlier, the 26,000 females on the UT campus, and did the same thing with our calculations. So for market expansion, we have two options for gathering new customers. Option one is called Campus Takeover, in which our team will travel to different campuses across Texas, starting with UT in year one. When we go to the campuses, we will give educational seminars about GHB, ketamine, and the dangers that they can land people that have been drugged in. So at these seminars, we will also pitch our product and hopefully sell it to students and faculty members. We will then give a percentage of our profit to charities that help sexual assault and rape prevention. Option two is called Sorority Saleswomen, in which our team will meet with some of the heads of the largest sororities in the country and hopefully get their sorority girls to sell our product for us. They will take a percentage of the profit, and we will do this using multi-level marketing, similar to what AdvoCare does with their business.
So with our revenue streams, we have two main sources of revenue. The first revenue coming from the starter pack itself, which will be priced at $40 and will include a device and a pack of chemicals. And this costs us $23.17 to make. And then our second source of revenue will come from the cartridges themselves, which each have 10 tests and will be sold for $10 and cost us $5.04 to make. In our 5-year plan, across the board, we have a 40% gross profit. But the thing to really highlight in this is that between year 2 and 3, or 3 and 4, we expect to have exponential growth that is associated with the success stories that come from a product like ours. And in this time period, we expect to do rapid expansion or rapid rollout, where we release our product as much as we can to get our presence in the market. And then in our startup costs, we total it to be about $19,000. A majority of this, sadly, is going to legal fees. And with this, we have $10,000 for utility patent, $2,500 for a trademark, and then $5,000 to establish a Delaware C Corp. And then we also set aside some money to pay for the $1,000 estimate that our CAD modeler out in Colorado suggested it would be, and then also $500 to establish an initial inventory and start to demo at trade shows and show our product.
Wingmate is a need, not a luxury. We believe with our product in the hands of women around the country, we can make drug-assisted rape, kidnapping, theft, and even murder a thing of the past. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
Nice job, guys. I think it's interesting. The last two pitches, yours and the one before, both have products that you're thinking about patents, and I think that's interesting, and I credit you for that. Tell me about the. I mean, on the one hand, I get why you'd have an initial focus on UT Austin because it's close by. It's a doable scope, but as you, I think, accurately point out in your numbers, it's not a very big opportunity, and so you know, isn't there some way you could move this along faster and still not stretch the resources that you have with your team here?
Yes, sir. So our head sorority contact route would be great because then we would have instantaneous rollout to every campus where sorority chapters are, and we have saleswomen all over the country converting people. So instead of us having to travel around and pitch our product to people, we'll have basically the whole entire country on tap with our sorority saleswoman.
So really nice job. This is obviously a serious issue and something that really resonates with pretty much everyone in the room. You had mentioned that there are 2 drugs right now that it would test for. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you thought about how you would continue to evolve the product as new drugs are developed and are out there and are being used for that same purpose?
Yes, we would. Actually, with this specific one that I have here, this little guy, the Marquise reagent, this can actually test for a variety of different drugs. This is, GHB is in the family of ecstasy and has the similar analogs to ecstasy, so it can be similarly identified. And with that, we have a whole branch of a family, and we can have, you can track codeine, you can track LSD is, and there's just a whole list. I actually have a card in my backpack with a list of chemicals, and then its other component that would be in our product specifically, the mandolin, also does the same thing in that ketamine is a part of a larger drug family and that it detects drugs along the line. So really, our product doesn't only just test for ketamine and GHB, but those are the ones that are associated with memory loss and unconsciousness and really the date rape scene.
Yes, ma'am. Also, another great part of our product is its versatility. So the pods that you can click in and out of place, we can put any chemical detector in there. And so once we find out that there's another new drug circulating, we can actually create a chemical compound or see if anybody sells one over the counter for us to buy in mass numbers like we're doing with these and put them into the test. So then we don't have to create a new product.
I also want to applaud you for taking on a really serious and a big problem. I guess my question would be around usability. You know, we're watching 5 guys on stage, you know, talking about a very big problem for women, and to be able to have this be effective, it has to be used. And so I wonder if you've thought of I know you've talked to a lot of women, but have you thought of bringing them in even more keenly into the company or creating an advisory board so that you know that these are the ways they want to attack this problem and that they think about this the same way that you do?
Yes, ma'am. So we fully intend on going into Accelerator next year, whether that be with Kickstarter funding or any source of funding. And we would love to bring a woman onto the team to give us a different perspective. Also, a lot of people that we talk to, this is a huge problem for men too. Men will pick up their dates' drinks and drink it, and they will actually get drugged. I've talked to several women who said, "Oh yeah, my husband," or "Oh yeah, my boyfriend," have actually been drugged. So, but we do plan on bringing women into the team in the future.
Okay, good.
Any other questions? Wow. Okay. Change the world, guys. Wingmate.